Many of you know Jeff Johnston, my good friend. He is currently in the market to hire an administrative assistant for his Living Undeterred cause and is looking for assistance both in posting the message and then also certainly in referrals for somebody who might be interested in the position. Jeff, just wanted to give you this opportunity to share a little bit about what you're looking for.
Yeah, I appreciate you throwing me a life vest here, John, because I've been floundering in how to do this. I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses, and hiring in regards to promoting this job has been a struggle for me. So I reached out to you. I was going to make a post on LinkedIn. You said, "Hey, hold on, Jeff. Let's go to my GAF community. Let's talk about this, see if anyone knows anybody through the referral system." And so that's what we're doing today. So I want to talk a little bit about kind of what the project is I'm looking for hiring, what the objectives are, and then hopefully we can get somebody either listening today or somebody that can know somebody that would be a good fit for what I'm trying to do.
Sounds good.
So, as you well know, I just completed a 95-day tour around the United States, promoting the Living Undeterred brand and sharing stories about being vulnerable in the mental health space. So that was on the nonprofit side. All along the last year or so, I've been intentional in trying to figure out a way to start a for-profit to complement my nonprofit. As you know, the nonprofit space is great. It's very altruistic, very rewarding, but it's hard. It's very hard. It's hard to raise money. I didn't raise much money at all on my tour. Most of it, if not all of it, was funded out of my own pocket. And so as a serial entrepreneur, building up Premier Investments of Iowa for 32 years, into a firm that, at one point we managed close to $700 million under management, which, for some people watching or listening, that may not be a lot. For us, that was a lot. And so I thought, well, it's time for me to build a for-profit entity in the mental health space. And to piggyback on the tour and my book and my podcast and all the advocacy work I'm doing. And the purpose of the for-profit isn't to enrich myself. Quite honestly, I've done okay on the investment side, but this is to continue my projects. This is to continue my passion. This is to continue to help people live a more intentional, inspired life, not just in the face of chaos and adversity, but just overall. I mean, the numbers are abysmal. John, you know that with mental health today.
More important by the day.
Yeah, and we talked to Stephen Gwinnett about her passions and her cause. A lot of her emphasis is on improving mental health in the advisory space through diet and exercise. That's her thing, and I think she's done a great job. So that's what I'm looking for. I need help. I know what I'm good at. I'm good at being a visionary. I'm good at selling the idea to people when I speak. What I suck at is organization, structure, technology, marketing in regards to social media platforms. That is my weak spot, my Achilles heel. So that's why you wanted me to come and have this conversation today to talk about the new position we have, the first full-time position for Living Undeterred, the LLC.
And we're gonna post the text of what you've written up for the job description, but can you elaborate a little bit more? You were asking me, Jeff, what specific things you might want to add to that job description, but can you just elaborate a little bit more on specifically what you're looking for?
Yeah, what I'm looking for, and this would be our first employee. We've had volunteers and people on the nonprofit side, but this is the first employee, or am I going to call him an advocate? I think that's, to me, a better word in what we're trying to do than an employee. And so we're looking for full-time, remote, certainly. We don't really have a facility to even have anyone come to the office yet. So remote would be perfect. A skill set. To me, I think a very important part of this individual, John, would be somebody who has a lived experience, somebody who's passionate about mental health, whether it's alcoholism, drug addiction, they've lost somebody, they're in the process of losing somebody, or they have young children that they worry about the next generation coming up with all the issues with fentanyl and social media and things like that. So somebody, and I have to think that's a lot of people, somebody that's got a lived experience. I'm not looking for a clock puncher mentality. So as I told you the other night, we're going to have structured hours, but I want that person to be able to, at 7 o'clock on a Saturday, if I got an idea and I have attention deficit, so I don't wait real well. But if I have an idea and I want to talk to somebody, I want that person to be able to say, yeah, call me, Jeff, at any time you want. Obviously, don't take advantage of it, but I'm certainly not going to get bothered or offended if you call me at 5:30 on a Friday and I can talk to you about some things. I mean, I need somebody like that in my life. And if someone says, nope, at 4 o'clock, I'm done, I got other things I got to do, then I'm probably going to be looking at somebody else that's a little bit more flexible. But it'd be 40 hours a week. That would be the contract for. Be some weeks could be less, some weeks could be more. We kind of build our investment firm up with the philosophy of finding people and put them on the bus. Instead of trying to get too worried about a job description. I want this person to be creative. I want this person to be optimistic and positive. But they have kind of a vested interest in mental health. So those are some things that I'm looking at initially.
And you and I are so similar in terms of looking for somebody who is personally vetted, personally invested in what you're pursuing, what you're doing. And there's when you were describing, I want somebody who's been impacted and affected. All of us, everyone has been. Not everyone is willing to admit it and be open and is looking to advocate, but there are a growing number. So hopefully with this, we can help you find someone. So if you can help Jeff with the job description, please post comments, share your thoughts, help us refine that for him. If you have obviously referrals or someone that that might be a good fit, or you yourself might be interested, please reach out to Jeff directly. Jeff, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
Email is jeff@livingundeterred.org, or they can DM me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere that we are. And like I said, I'm looking for people, just to finish here real quick, proficient in scheduling, communication, marketing, social media management, website management, video editing, and technology at a minimum. So somebody who could take my ideas that I'm good at creating and then push them out to the public, and then work on interactions with organizations to get me to speak, to present at organizations' conferences, to set me up on podcast interviews. Somebody who's pretty creative that can kind of work the system a little bit. I just don't have the time to be doing that. And I've been back now like 8 days since the tour, and I've already got projects that I just haven't had time to even follow up on.
Knowledge, desire, time. A lot of those things you lack the knowledge, which you openly admit. There's people that are extremely proficient, and ideally you're going to find the right person that can help you really emphasize, make sure that you're spending your time on the right things.
And I'm looking at starting immediately, and in the range of 40,000 a week plus health insurance benefits. If that person
a year,
has,
not 40,000 a week, 40,000 a year annual.
I say a week. Yeah, that would. I think I'll apply for that job. 40,000 a year. Thank you, John. But and then if that person did not need health insurance, probably around 45,000 a year without benefits. So that's probably where I'd be looking at right now, with tremendous, since this is a startup company. Those who get in early, and this is not meant to be a sales pitch, but this is a fact. Those who get in early would have tremendous opportunities to grow within the firm as they start hiring chief operating officers, all the people that come along with building an organization up from scratch. So I think this would be a great opportunity for somebody that really sees the opportunity here, maybe coming in at a lower pay than they would willing to take today, knowing that down the road that things could get really good, because I have something a lot of people don't have, is an unlimited amount of passion. And I am confident that the demand is there for mental health. And I'm confident that what we're building can help people to save lives.
Yeah. So like you said, somebody who's passionate about this, and the takeaways won't just be economic benefit. It's the need for this could not be greater. The opportunity could not be greater, and the importance of what you're doing. Personally, I've been affected, as you know. A lot of people I know and love have been affected by mental health issues. So we're certainly going to do everything we can to help support what you're doing, Jeff. And ideally, this will help you find the right person who will be hands-on in helping you through that pursuit.
Thanks, John. I appreciate your friendship, man. This is awesome. I'm looking forward to getting something rolling.
Thanks, Jeff.